Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're going to do something totally different. I decided to buy watch parts from AliExpress to build my own custom watch. And we're going to learn how to get it done today, right now. Our watch did not come with a stem crown, so what I'm going to do is take the crown from my case and I'm going to screw that onto the stem that came with my watch movement. And then I'm gonna carefully screw it in here. I don't want to break anything or mess any of the parts up, as I only have a limited amount of stems. Once I get this crown screwed in, I want to now put the stem into the watch movement, and that's gonna help for steps later down the line. Now once we get the stem in, we're going to flip the movement over and we're going to input the battery so that we could get all the movements working once we want to put the hands on. Alright, that looks good. So let's get the face on. Before we do that, let's go ahead and clean the face off just a little bit of any debris or dust or what have you. Now this face has 2 pins on it and it's made to match perfectly. So what you want to do is find the holes on the movement and just work your way around it to make sure that it's securely fastened onto the movement piece. It may take a couple of tries, but it's gonna be a perfect fit. Once you get it fitted, you wanna just do a circular pat down along the sides of the watch to make sure that the face is fully secured. I have a chronograph watch, so I have a lot of hands that I have to put onto my watch, and specifically tiny hands on top of that. So that's gonna be a challenge. And this is my first watch, so this is gonna be interesting. Okay, so for the first hand, I'm gonna do the hour hand, and I'm just gonna stick it with some Rodico or Rodico. I don't know how to pronounce it, and basically just line it up with where it's supposed to be put in, and do my best at putting it in there, right? And I want to make sure that it's facing the 12 o'clock, because you know that's when the new day is, and yeah, we would want to make sure that's how that's done, right? We want to make sure our time is done correctly. Yeah, I hope that I have it on here now. Let me just make sure it's facing 12, and then okay, now I'm gonna push in here and up. Nope. Try that again. Let me just double check it's on 12. Okay, push in here. Push in. All right, we should be good, right? We should be good. Let's give it one more push. Yeah, that's good. That's safety right there. All right, so we did the hour. It's time. Let's do the minutes hand. Same process here with the minutes hand. We're gonna line it up with 12 and do our best to get it into the, I don't even know, the pin. You know, we're literally, I guess, poking it into a pin or something, or a nail. I don't even know the technical terms for these watch parts. All right, I think I got it here. Let's make sure we're on the 12. And let's push in here. Nice. Oh, nope. Thought so. I'm telling you, this thing is tough, man. This. And we at the 12. Let's push in. I think we're locked in there. Nope, we're not. Dang. Okay, hold on now. Let's switch sides. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I'm using the wrong side. Maybe my tool wasn't a big enough hole for the pin, a big enough socket. There we go. So you want to make sure that after you put some hands on there that they're not clinging against each other and stopping the motion. So this is the smaller hands here. This would be one of the, I think this is the hour hand. Like, it's weird, right? So it's you could look at it as the AM PM hand. It's basically a 24-hour instead of, you know, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. It goes up to 24 on that tiny one on the right there that I'm working with here now. So that's cool. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and now we're gonna put on the seconds hand. So the seconds hand is also very tiny on this watch. It's the one in the middle. Again, we want to make it point towards 12. All of these hands, we want it to point towards 12 when we start. That's at least one thing I did learn while looking up how to get this done. So once we get it, you know, fixated onto the pin, that's when I'll try and direct it towards 12, and then I'll push in to lock it into place. It's just, it was tough with the hour one. These little tiny ones are, whew. You need patience for this, I'll tell you that. You need patience for this. All right, I think I got it there. That looks pretty good. And then of course, again, we want to make sure that the hands aren't hitting the smaller hands, right? We'll make sure those main hands don't hit the smaller hands before we continue. All right, so first, before we continue with the last hand, we want to start the chronograph, which is the stopwatch. We want to start the stopwatch. And then once we start it, we want to stop it. And then once we stop it, we want to reset it. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when I set up the stopwatch and the chronograph hand, I want to make sure that it's centered at 0, so that when I use it, it actually works properly, right? So again, 0 would be the 12. So we're gonna put the stopwatch hand on 12. So this is the seconds for the stopwatch. When you have a chronograph watch, if you're not aware, a chronograph watch has seconds, and it can also tell you minutes. And yeah, so that was pretty easy. That was probably the easiest one we did, was that stopwatch hand. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the last hand here. So hard to tell, man. I could barely see myself. All right. Now what we're gonna do is take the stem out of the watch. We need to get that stem out the watch so we could put it in its case. But before we go in the case, we need to put it into this ring, and this ring is kind of like a spacer, and it just allows me to make sure that my watch movement sits in my case very, very snug. Gives it a nice snug fit. So we're just gonna line it up with the holes so that everything works, the buttons work, and they could go back in right. I'm gonna line up the right side where the buttons are first to make sure that's correct. And when I do that, I'm gonna then push in so that everything could kind of go in at the same time and aligned. And then once it gets a little secure, I'll just pull up a bit and push in the rest with my fingers, and we should be good to go. Looks good. Now let's just put the stem back into the case. We'll have to take it out one more time after this, but yes, this is the process. So the reason why we put it back in is because it's not always going to fit right away. So here what I'm doing is measuring with some of that Rodico the distance that I'm going to need to now cut the stem so that it can fit the watch properly. Now normally you would use something like calipers, but I don't have calipers. They are in the mail. They've been in the mail forever. All right, so now that I got my measurement, I'm gonna take the stem back out and we're gonna go ahead and cut it. So we're just gonna unscrew it from its crown, and then I need to mark this somehow. I mean, I know that's this, at least that's the distance I need to cut, right? But I need you know what? I know exactly what to do. First, let me stick this on there properly. And then once I could get it stuck on there, I could cut it the way it needs to be cut, right? So I'm gonna stick this on here, and then once I get it stuck on there, look like this, I could grab this marker, and then I could just mark the distance that I need to cut. Genius. Bow. Just like that. All right, let's cut it. Boom. Got him. Okay, so we cut it. We screwed the stem back onto the crown. Now it's time to put the stem back into the watch. And if it was cut at the right distance, this should be the last time we need to, cut this. Now it works. I think it's a little bit long, but it's gonna work. So all we gotta do now is just close the back. If you have like a rubber ball or like elastic bands, I would use some rubber just to get a secure, tight close. And yeah, we've got ourselves a watch. This is a watch built from random AliExpress parts. Obviously, the parts have to, be compatible, but yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, man, this was a fun project building this watch here, I mean, it looks great. It looks like a classic. I get to pick the colors of everything. I could have chose a whole beach background. I could have made the hands a different color. They had orange, blue, green, yellow, all the colors. So I could have did anything. Glow in the dark, not glow in the dark, right? Rose, gold, silver, everything. But this was ultimately the combo I chose. And again, this was all from AliExpress. Parts in total was probably about $100, including shipping. So not too bad, right? And with that being said, I'm excited to go out and rock this bad boy. As you can see, it's a little big. I got to take a couple links off, but it's got some weight to it. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I like this mainly because I made it myself. It's like an extra oomph to it, the sentiment value of it, right? The sentimental value. So, yeah, guys, if you're into watches, if you're not that into watches, but you just want to build something or do something and make it of your own, oh yeah, I highly encourage you check this out. I highly encourage you check this out. All right, it's your boy Tags. I'm gonna catch you when I catch you. Peace.